An accidental trip, a picture of a donkey, a borrowed camera, ended up that picture for the civil engineer reaching the Times London edition, and his journey was set as a photographer. What was beautiful was how he was able to capture the essence of India. As I grew up, there were two women I truly admired, Mother Teresa and Indira Gandhi. And I was so fascinated how Mr. Rai was also someone who loved these two women. And that's where his pictures started making an impact on me. Whether it was Indira Gandhi's candid shots in the Congress meet or during election campaign or her last picture on her last journey, every one of them were pictures that stayed in your mind, and they still are fresh in mine. Mother Teresa, on the other hand, not only the work she did, the way she held her children, the little children that she was serving, but also the moments of prayer. I loved how he said that when he saw Mother Teresa in prayer, he thought it was very evident that there is a conversation happening between God and her. And with a lot of convincing, he managed to get the picture of her praying. There are two stories with both these women which I would like to share, which he shared in his interviews. The first one with Indira Gandhi. He had shot a lot of pictures of Indira Gandhi. He had come out with a book, and when she was looking at all the pictures, she looked at him and said, "Raghu Rai, aapko mera signature nahi chahiye?" And he says that at that point of time, I was so naive. As a journalist, I would meet her almost every day. And I smiled and I said, "Ji nahi, hum to roz milte hain na." And he says, now on looking back, I know what she meant. But her smile at that point when I gave that reply was, "Oh, this boy doesn't know what I'm asking." And the other incident was with Mother Teresa, where he had clicked a lot of pictures and came out with this book, and he wanted more pictures with her and wanted to do another book. And she was like, no, I think you've done enough work with me. But he was somebody who was adamant and tried to convince her. So he says that after a point, she said, "Okay, fine, let me do my prayer and then come back to you." So he immediately, instantly looked into her eye and said that, "But I did my prayer, and my prayer said yes." And he says at that moment, she didn't flinch an eyelid, and she said, "Okay then, we'll go ahead and do it." Because for her, prayer was the answer. Though I didn't pray, for me, talking to her was my prayer, asking her that can I click her picture. But just the conviction and the way I said it, she trusted me that my prayer was as good as her asking God, which I think is beautiful. Mother Teresa and Indira Gandhi were very, very important to Raghu Rai in his life. And that's where I connected with the man. The only photojournalist who went on to win the Padma Shri. His work can today be found in the Raghu Rai Foundation, which you can visit online to see some amazing pictures. Since they are all copyrighted, we will not be able to share most of the pictures. But what I'm going to share here is an extract of a video where he talks about 5 iconic pictures of his. I will share the full video in the comments, but the extract of where he talks about Indira Gandhi's that famous picture, the only man in the cabinet, and the other picture of Mother Teresa praying, where he sees the conversation with God happening. Because I loved how he described Mother Teresa, where he says that she doesn't look at you, she looks into you. And that, I think, is a description that only a photographer can give. Rest in peace, Mr. Raghu Rai. You've given us a lot to mull over. Thank you for what you've left behind.
I was spending a day with Indira Gandhi, and a day in the life of Indira Gandhi. So in Parliament House, a delegate of congressmen had come to see her. So all these senior congressmen, they are standing and waiting. and their expressions, and she sitting and signing some papers. So the power of a woman prime minister. That was another image I can say. In 90s, I was working with Mother Teresa on regular basis, but in 90s, when I was doing my book on her, she, to me, not even a social leader, but a mother to everybody, who believed in compassion and seva. To rejuvenate herself, she will sit in the prayer of the Lord. So that was the image that I took, where you can see she's almost connected to the Lord.